Guess what? Stream of consciousness time, memories, doing YouTube. So on campus now it is getting close to the time of, finals. Which, if you don't know what finals are, I don't know what year you're living in and or what magical little unicorn school you went to where you don't get standardized testing. But if you don't know, it's this time where all the teachers put together all the worst questions in the world and base about 70% of your grade on it. Now you may say, Lauren, that's ridiculous. I'm sure you had homework and other stuff that it was graded on. To which I say yes. But I'm a theater major, which means that a lot of my homework and stuff is rehearsals, it's papers, it's script scoring, it's just a lot of stuff. And I'm actually pretty lucky because I know that there are some people who have longer tests and whatever. But the bottom line is people on campus are getting crazy. Thanksgiving break just happened, which is like just the brief taste of freedom that you get before you go on break for Christmas. It's just that little, sparkler you get on 4th of July before your mom lets you light off the big firework. And by the big firework, I mean the $5 firework you got by the tent at the shady Burger King that you were told not to go to, but you went to anyway because you thought you were a badass. But you weren't. But you got that freaking little firework and you let it off as if it was the best thing in your world. Sorry, I can't talk when I'm multitasking, thinking about pyrotechnics. But, people on campus, they are just sleeping everywhere. I saw someone sleeping on the floor today in a choir rehearsal. And by saw someone, I mean I looked in a mirror and saw myself because I laid on that floor today in the chapel because I was exhausted and I was not about to just stand around like some kind of peasant. I was going to lay on the ground like royalty did when they were beheaded and their bodies slid to the ground. But I digress. I think that everyone is just really tired. I've seen people who are pumping more coffee into their body than blood. It's really taken over the hip drugs these days. You're just getting that Starbucks to get your little crack deal thing. And people are talking about studying and they live in the library. And I think everyone's also in that soft denial where they're convinced that, I could probably just get a 69 in this class. Wasn't even intentional. Or I just need to pass this class, but at the end of the day, we know that we're just going to feel guilty about it if we don't do it. So we just put it off, and then eventually we do it and just hate ourselves for doing it, even though that's the smart thing we should do, because society has told us that we should be procrastinators because we're a lazy generation. So then we end up just trying to fall into the peer pressure that society puts on us, and that's just a stressful thing. And then on top of all of that, you got to deal with the fact that sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm a proactive procrastinator. I'm proactively lazy, which is what I call myself, meaning that I know that I don't want to be up until 2 in the morning the night before an exam or a project is due, pretending to care and writing down the same sentence a million different ways to say, I don't want to do this anymore. Please just get me a rich husband so I can leave already. But you do it anyway. So that's why I do it like a week before when I am not doing anything, because then I don't have to worry about staying up late and I can just spend some time in between Scream Queens and Chrisley Knows Best and write a little paper. So really, at the end of the day, it works for me. I've gone about 3.5 minutes. Let's wrap it up. I don't know if anyone else deals with this, that when school starts to kind of come to an end for the break, people just start to think that all the love connections can just happen now. So people are on the Yik Yak, they're on the Tinder, they're on Facebook, just being like, oh my gosh, I'm so lonely. What can I do? I've hugged all my pillows repeatedly, but none of them say that they love me. And now I just have to pray that when I get back, some beautiful